Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Coach Malebo, a trauma-informed life and relationship coach, and for the past 11 years, I have been helping individuals like you heal themselves, heal their past trauma, their past pain, and also their childhood upbringing so that they can create a life of meaning, a life of purpose, and a life of abundance. If you are in need of my coaching services or any other service, there's a link in the description box where you can click and book any other session that you may need from me. And if you are here for the very first time, please click on the subscribe button. Let us grow this community together. And for my returning subscribers, thank you. Remember to click like and also share, comment below, and also share with your friends and family. Let us expand this community this year. I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a coach, I am an author, but most importantly, I have been called to awaken humanity. Welcome to Malibu TV, a place of transformation and wellness. Today it is the second quarter of the year. I almost said the first quarter. The first quarter of the year, this is where most people always are putting up their goals down. This is what I want to do. I want to have more clients. I want to attract more clients. Or maybe, I want to make more money in my business or in my career. I want to lose weight. All of these goals that we have. And we have some motivation actually to do this or to try and attract these things into our lives. But the second quarter of the year, that is when most people are starting to lose the momentum. The motivation falls off, and sometimes you call yourself lazy, sometimes you call yourself inconsistent, sometimes you feel like you are stuck and label yourself as many other words that you could use. But for today, I want to remind you to go and fetch your power from places, situations, and people where you have left your power from. Why am I saying that? I meet a lot of clients on a daily basis, and I have seen how people, aware and unaware, leave their power from places where they were challenged, maybe places where it was painful for them, or situations, even people who caused them pain. For an example, there's a client of mine who has lost her power through a relationship because she was verbally abused. She was also emotionally abused. And from those, she had contextualized and, identified herself with the things, the words that were said to her, the abusive words that were said to her, and she had identified herself with those emotions, that she's weak, she will never get a man, and all of these things that she was told. And when she came into my office, we had to help her resuscitate her power. That is where we started, because it is not that she's not powerful, it is not that she's lazy or inconsistent. It is because somebody had conditioned her to believe that about herself, and she eventually did. She eventually believed the man who said, "You are nothing to me, you will never find a man in your life, this is where you are going to end up." And some of you, it is not that. It is because of how you grew up. People used to tell you that you will never amount to anything, and that's where you have lost your power. That is where you have identified yourself with those words that were said to you. Those words were actually conditioning you to believe that you are powerless, that you are not worthy of anything in this world. And today, even when you are trying to lose that weight, even when you are trying to do whatever it is that you're trying to do, those words are ingrained in your subconscious mind, your unconscious mind, even your conscious mind, and that's who you believe that you are. And let me tell you something. The dichotomy of life is that life is good and bad. There is absolutely no way, and no one who can come into this lifetime and say, "I have just experienced the good things about life." You are going to experience good, and you are also going to experience the bad side of life. But it is up to you what you identify yourself as. If you had been sexually violated, if you grew up without a parent, whatever situation that you went through, if you start identifying yourself with that situation, that because I did not have a father, then this is my problem, then you are starting to identify yourself with the problem, right? The issue, the experience that had happened to you. And guess what? That is how you lose your power. God, being the God, the creator of heaven and earth, knows what situations we can handle. The Bible says it in the book of Corinthians that God will never give you anything that you cannot handle. But it has never said God will never give you anything that you don't identify yourself with, right? So anything that we are going through as human beings, it is the things that you and I can handle, but we don't have to identify ourselves with that, right? So if you grew up without a parent, your boyfriend cheated on you and made you feel so weak about yourself, you don't have to identify yourself with that. What you need to ask yourself is, what part of my story is this, and how did I contribute to it? How did I contribute to attracting into my life a man who is like this, a situation that is like this? Some situations we attract them because it is part and parcel of our soul mission, right? Our purpose, right? Some situations we attract them because we are wounded, and because we are wounded, we attract people who are also wounded, right? So you need to ask yourself of any situation in your life. That's how you take your power back. How did I attract this into my life? Is it a part of my soul mission? If it's a part of your soul mission, then you ask God for guidance, right? On how you navigate that. How do I navigate learning the lessons from this part of my life so that I can teach whatever soul mission for myself? Because I'm a coach, most of the other things that I experienced in my life previously, it is because of the fact that I had to teach other people how to do them, right? And I had to ask God, how do I navigate this? How do I not identify myself with the situation? And that's how God then spoke to me about healing, and I started healing myself. And when I started healing myself, I could now articulate and help other people who were and are in the same position as me without having to identify myself with that thing. Right? The second one is when you have been wounded and you are attracting situation, people, and places because you are wounded. What do? The first thing is for you to start your healing journey. However it starts, you can start with a coach, a therapist, whoever that you choose for yourself to start that healing with. Because if you don't do that, if you don't ask God for direction of how you navigate your soul mission, if you don't also heal situations and people and experiences that have wounded you, that is where you are losing your power. So you come here, you are 36 years of age, or you are 40, whatever age that you are, but you are not whole because you have left yourself in that relationship that almost broke you. You have left yourself in that workplace that almost sent you to a mental hospital. You've left yourself in places that you were not supposed to leave yourself at. So for this quarter, I don't want you to say, Coach, I struggle with inconsistency. Inconsistency, it is not a problem. It's not the root cause of the problem. Inconsistency is just an indication of a deeper issue, right? A deeper issue maybe connected even to your self-worth. So for quarter two, it sounds like I'm saying quarter two, like, for the second quarter, I need you to find out where have you lost your power. And you can simply do that by remembering your experiences and fetch yourself from those experiences. This is not who I am. Affirm to yourself, this is not who I am. And if you need healing, please start your healing journey, because you cannot have that money, you cannot have that love, you cannot have that thing that you want if you are not going to heal yourself. And that's it from me for today. If you need any coaching, please click the link below and I'll see you on the other side.